Shalom Yasharala, giving all praise and glory to the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I was just, talking with the class, and I was just looking at when we go into these scriptures and we really go into it deeply, we go to showing everybody, anyone, that people in the Bible are people of color, pigment and melanin, and so forth, and then we go to the chosen scriptures. By the time we get through them chosen scriptures, it's a wrap. People crying, or they still trying to fit in some kind of way. Even if they are already an Israelite, they still want to fit in some kind of way. So what do they go to? Shouldn't be taking rocket science to figure that one out. We as Israelites know their last result is what? John 3:16. So I want to go into this exclusively so we can look at it and, without a shadow of doubt, have no worries. Shouldn't worry anyway, because worry cancels out your faith. But no concern, I'll say, about them walking away and not understanding what John 3:16 is saying. Okay? So as always, we're going to start with Colossians 3:17. Whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. Give you thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. So, the famous scripture, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever should believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16. Go there. See, I've heard it so much that I know it by heart. Because they scream it. The world, the world, the world. And generally, we go through the world, whosoever, and so forth. But I know the breakdown that, we all were taught and how we do it, simplifying it and so forth. But I'm going to go into it tonight, if you allow me to. We're going to go through every word that can be gone through in John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever, who's here that? Whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. So, we got to look at this because it's pretty deep. Let me just throw something in there. Get Isaiah 13 and 11. Isaiah 13 and 11. Isaiah 13 and 11. And I will punish the world. See, that's the world. For their evil. He's going to punish the world for their evil. And the wicked for their iniquity. Their wickedness. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud. And call all the proud people to cease. You're going to put them to death. And will lay low. You're going to lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. He going to lay low on the terrible to get them. See? So, let's look at God. So it say for God. So who God? I'm just going to use that word. I like to say the Most High. So who the Most High say he is? He identified himself. So we identify him. Say for God, right? So who is God? Exodus 3:14 and 15. Let's see what the angel of the Most High said. Exodus 3:15 and 16. And the Most High, which is God, that they call him God, which is dog spelled backwards. And God said, moreover, Most High said, moreover, unto Moses, through the angel speaking to Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Most High power of your fathers. He's the Most High power of your fathers, he's saying. The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. So he said his name is the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. And mind you, Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's exclusive. You can't get anyone else in there that's not of the 12 tribes of Israel. He said the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. This is my name forever. The power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob. Now you gotta understand, the Most High had said, he could have said I'm the power of everyone, couldn't he? Every nation, he could say that. How come he couldn't? He the Most High. It's right here. But he said he the power of Abraham. But remember, Abraham had a son named Ishmael. Then he had Isaac. But he didn't choose Ishmael. He chose Isaac. And Isaac had Esau and Jacob. But the Most High put by Esau. Put him by. He chose Jacob. Now you got to take it up with the Most High. You got a problem with it. Well, let's look what the Mashiach Shai said. Matthew 22:32. Since we talking about the Most High, who you call God. Matthew 22:32. Oh yeah, we're going to look right into this. Well, let's look at verse 31 to realize it's talking about the Most High. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have you not read that which was spoken unto you by the Most High? It say God there, so say the Most High saying, that we just read, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. There it is. Who's saying this? Mashiach Yahushai, the anointed Savior, who the world calls Jesus Christ, a black man that walked the earth, and saying these words when he was in the flesh on the earth. He said, I am the power of Abraham. That's what the Most High said. We just read it. And the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. The living of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Acts 3:13. Acts 3:13. The power of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob. The power of our fathers. That's who he is. The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. He said this is his name forever, the memorial to all generations. The power of Abraham, and of Isaac, and of Jacob. The power of our fathers. The power of our fathers. See? Have glorified his son, his only begotten son, as we read in John 3:16. A Mashiach Yahushai, whom he delivered up and denied him in the presence of Pilate when he was determined to let him go. Determined to let him go. See? Wicked Israelites. So look at Luke 1:68. Luke 1:68. Blessed be the most high power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. Once again. Because, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So it's saying, blessed be the most high power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. But I'm here because it said, blessed be the most high power of Israel. The Israelites. That's it. He had visited and redeemed his people. His is a personal pronoun showing ownership. Personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. So it says, for God, so we know so God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. So love. Okay. So who he say he love? Go to Romans 9:13. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. Jacob have I loved. But Esau have I hated. So the Most High said, Jacob have I loved. For the Most High so loved, who he say he loved. Now show me where the Most High say he loved any other nation besides Israel or Jacob. Either name. Did he say he loved Esau? He just say he hated Esau, so that's out the box right now. He's just out the question, period. Ammon, Moab, Ham, Elam, Ishmael, where he say he loved them at in the Bible? It just said, as it is written. So we got to find out where it's written at. Go to the book of Malachi, last prophet of the Old Testament. Because the New Testament is predominantly quoting or giving understanding of what was written in the Old Testament. Because they didn't have no New Testament when whoever it is that scribed the New Testament, all they had was the law and the prophets. Understand that. And you can get a better understanding of what's going on if you realize that. Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Most High power to Israel. To Israel. It ain't to nobody else, but it's to the Israelites. By Malachi. Because our forefather Israel has been deceased. Long time before Malachi. So it's talking to the Israelites. This is what he said. I have loved you. There it is. The burden of the word of the Most High to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Most High. Yet you say, where has thou loved us? The Most High said he loved us, but we said, how you love us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said the Most High, yet I love Jacob. Hear that? Yet I loved Jacob. And I hated Esau. And laid his, I was going to give a clear indication of where Esau would dwell. And laid his mountains and his heritage where he would live in the mountains. Waits for the dragons of the wilderness. You see? So we just here because the Most High said, for the Most High so loved. We're here for the love. We ain't here for who he hated. But we're here for who he loved. And it says, hey, yet I love Jacob. That's why it says that as it is written. Jacob have I loved, as we just read in Romans 9:13. So now, let's go into the Apocrypha. He said to me in the Apocrypha. Go to Baruch 3:16. Because you'll hear verses that'll say, to my beloved, in the New Testament. Baruch 3:36. Say, he have found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob, that's our forefather, his servant, and to Israel, the Israelites, his beloved. Now, you mean the Most High couldn't have any other nation there or somewhere to say this nation is his beloved? He loved them. Where is it at? It's not there. It's not there. Go to 1 Kings. The 10th chapter. This is when Queen of Sheba, the time that she had came to see King Solomon. He was so filled with royalty and riches, she thought the doorman was Solomon. He was so decked out. That's another topic, though. Let's look at verse 9. 1 Kings 10 and 9. Blessed be the Most High, thy power. Hear that? Blessed be the Most High, your power, which delighteth in thee, to set thee on the throne of Israel, because the Most High loved Israel forever. You hear that? Because the Most High loved Israel forever. Therefore made he thee king to do judgment and justice. Hear that? Most High loved Israel forever. So we covered the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. So loved the Israelites. So he so loved the world. So now we got to deal with this word world. And you know, there's many definitions of the word world. Animal world, insect world. They had Wayne's World. They got Your World, My World. Many worlds, right? Over 13, 14 definitions of the word world. So it says, for the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, so loved, he loved Israelites, the world, right? So we got to look at the world. Go to Hebrews 11 and 3. Hebrews 11 and 3. The world. Looking at the world. Hebrews 11 and 3. Through faith, we understand that the worlds, that's worlds, W-R-L-D-S, the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High. And we know Mashiach Shai is the word of the Most High. They were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Now, so there's many worlds, like I said. Look at Psalms 90 and 2. Psalms 90 and 2. He said, before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art the Most High. Hear that? So that's a world right there. Formed the earth and the world. Everything that was in the earth and the universe. Before it was created, say, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art the Most High. You see that? So let's go to Hebrews, the 1st chapter and the 2nd verse. Hebrews, the 1st chapter, the 2nd verse. Oh yeah, when we finish this, it's going to be done. Hebrews 1 and 2. Hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son. In these last days, speaking to us by his Son, Mashiach Yahushua, whom he also appointed heir, or gave an inheritance of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. You see, plural. The worlds. There are many worlds. Look up the definition of world. Many worlds. He made the worlds. And it tells you that in, just to prove that fact, in Ephesians 3 and 9. And to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery. That means something that's unknown, which from the beginning of the world We didn't read about this so far. From the beginning of the world have been hid in the Most High, who created all things by Hamashiach Yahushai. So, but you wouldn't understand that if you understand that he is that spirit of the Most High. In Genesis, the first chapter, the first verse and the second verse, and with the Most High in Genesis 1:26, let us go down to make man in our image and our likeness. You see? The only begotten Son of the Most High just said, but the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. It says only begotten Son. So, and it just told you that the Most High created everything by Hamashiach Yahushai. So from there, let's look at 1 John 2:15. 1 John 2:15. Still looking at the world. 1 John 2:15. So you know, it's going to make it clear that it's not talking about every world. The Pacific world is talking about. Listen to what it says, 1 John 2:15. Why would it say this? Love not the world. But it says, for God so loved the world. Now it's telling us, love not the world. Neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So you love this world and the wickedness and all the things that the world brings about. The love of the Most High is not in you. You don't have the love of the Most High in you. And we know the love, what is love? 2 John 6. It's clear. And this is love. That we walk after his commandments. You're not doing what he say do. You can't say you love the Most High. And you evil. You doing the things that's opposite of what he would have you to do. His rules and regulations. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is a commandment that ye have heard from the beginning. You should walk in it. Okay, it was moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws that we can follow right now. Because the Most High's work is in vain. He said, let the two parents there was born in vain. Let my grape and my plant be kept. With great labor have I, the Most High, made it perfect. You got to deal with the Most High on that one. First Chronicles 17:21 and 22. Oh yeah, by the time if y'all take good notes on this one, oh boy, you'll see the results of this. First Chronicles 17. Just their last stronghold. John 3:16. First Chronicles 17. And I hope those that, have been believing in John 3:16 will get some edification also. First Chronicles 17:21. Most High will. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people Israel, whom the Most High went to redeem to be his own people, to make thee a name of greatness and terribleness. See that? See, y'all got to know the greatness of the Most High and the terribleness of the Most High. By driving out nations from before thy people, whom thou hast redeemed out of Egypt, the 12 tribes. We're all together in Egyptian captivity, all 12 tribes. For thy people Israel, didst thou make thine own people forever. Read it again. For thy people, this is your people, Israel, meaning the Israelites, didst thou make thine own people forever. So don't think we cast out, because we right here. For thy people Israel. Didst thou make thine own people forever, and thou, Most High, becameth their power. Can't get no clearer than that. Their power. Oh, we got to go on. James 4:4. James 4:4. James 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? To be a friend of this world, the wickedness that's going on in this world, that makes you an enemy of the Most High. You hear me? It makes you an enemy of the Most High. You know, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power now. You don't want to be no enemy of the Most High. That's the last thing you want to do, because when you look around, you in a fight with him, and what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Scream and holler? This is what it says. You adulterers and adulteresses, because, you know, if you're not dealing with the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, you're dealing with spiritual fornication. Adultery, that's what it say, you adultery against him, and those that do go out there and mess with another man's woman. She's married and you're going to mess with her, or a woman that's married and sleeping with another man. That's why he said adulterers and adulteresses. And you got spiritual adultery and spiritual adulterers and spiritual adulteresses too, men and women that went against the Most High rules and regulations. Know ye not that the friendship of the world, that's what you're going to be dealing with. Most people that are not dealing with the commandments, they're dealing with worldly things. They're eating shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, you name it. Abominations. They're doing things that they'll say, oh, the Most High know my heart. He forgive me for it. And they do it. They know they're going to do wrong because we got that moral conscience. He gave that moral conscience to every nation. That's one thing that everybody has. Else they're going to have no laws. But he said, be adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Makes you at war with the Most High. Whosoever, no matter who it is, therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. He said, whoever it is that's a friend of this world, you the enemy of the Most High. Now you think about it. A lot of you that's your whole world. Is this world. Now, how are you going to, do you ever think about the world to come? You ever think about what it's going to take to make it to the world to come? That's serious. You say, few going to make it. So the righteous scarcely going to make it. And they doing what's right. That's why he said, the adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Man, you have war. Can you imagine fighting the Most High? It's in here. They're going to fight the Most High. They're going to attempt to fight the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua as he come back. The judge will make war. Because he coming by himself. Most High is everywhere. Yeah. They got anti-matter guns. It's said to tell you in 2 Ezra 13 and other places where the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, all these nations plan to fight the Mashiach Yahushua to maintain their superpower on the earth. But we know the end result. It'll be nothing but dust and smell of smoke. That's why I behoove you to learn this truth, live it, and apply it in your life as much as possible. The adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? So why would he say, for the Most High so love the world, when he tell you, hey, if you love the world, I make you be at war with the Most High. Pay attention. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. Period. It makes you the enemy of the Most High. Look at John 17 and 9. Look what the Mashiach Bashai said. We breaking down John 3:16, as is written, as it is written. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. John 7:19. 7 and 9, Salakia. 17 and 9, Salakia. John 17 and 9. I pray for them. I prayed not for the world, he said. You know that? So I prayed for them. I prayed not for the world. Well, I thought he said he loved the world. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, whosoever believes him should not perish but have everlasting life. That's what we break it down, John 3:16. He said, I pray for them. Say, I prayed not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. You know? He ain't praying for everybody, because he don't want everybody to be saved. He said it out of his own mouth. That's why he spoke in parables. Look at Isaiah 43 and 1. Isaiah 43 and 1. Isaiah 43 and 1. But now, thus said the Most High, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. See? The Israelites. You redeem the Israelites, as it is written. So, he said that Israel is his. Thou art mine, he said. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. Our name is Yashar Allah. And his name is within our name, Yah. Now let's go to John 7. John 7 and 7. John 7 and 7. The world cannot hate you. He was in the Roman world. He said, the world cannot hate you, but me it hated. Why? Because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. You know? So the world can't hate you, but it hated Hamashiach Yahushua. Because he testified that the works that was in the world that he was in, thereof was evil. Evil. I mean, they said, hey, crucify him, let his blood be on us and on our children. Who crucified him? The Romans, so-called Italian Caucasian superpower of earth at that time. So, look at St. John 18 and 35. St. John 18 and 35. Pilate answered, am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? You know, say, I'm not a Jew. I'm an Edomite. Pilate is saying, thine own nation, that you know there's a difference that he recognized. And the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Excuse me. Hamashiach said, answer. Listen to what he answered him. Talking to the head man in charge of the Roman Empire. Listen to what he's saying. That was in front of him at that time. Hamashiach said, answer. My kingdom is not of this world. Did you hear that? He said, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, if his kingdom was of this world, he was in the flesh, walking around in the Roman Empire. Then would my servants fight. You know? They do with my servants fight. That I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from his. My kingdom is not from here. But when he come back, he gonna set up his kingdom. He gonna reign. Real quick. He says his kingdom is not of this world, but he's coming back to set up his kingdom. Revelation 19 and 10. Just put it as a side note. 19:11, Slakia. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, righteous power. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, Mashiach Yahushua. And in righteousness, that's keeping the laws of the Most High. That's the laws of the Most High. So he does judge and make war. So I got to deal with that righteousness real quick, because I've been talking about it all night. Let's get it. Deuteronomy 6:25. What's righteousness? Deuteronomy 6:25. It's the Most High told we as the children of Israel. And it shall be our righteousness if, was condition, we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High, our power, as he hath commanded us. So that righteousness is doing the Most High's commandments. That's how you be righteous. Go back to John 18, St. John 18th chapter. We're going to read the 20th and 21st verse. So Mashiach says, his kingdom not of this world. Saying righteousness, he's going to judge and make war to set up righteousness on this earth. So St. John 18 chapter, the 20th verse, the 21st verse. Mashiach answered him, I spake openly to the world. Hear that? I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, where the Jews always resort. So I was right there in your face. And in secret have I said nothing. He said, in secret I ain't said anything. Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me what I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said. So ask them that I spoke to. They know what I said. St. John 8:23. You see that world right there? St. John 8. And see, understand, it's like we've been indoctrinated to repeat and regurgitate what someone has said, and it's not been proven in these scriptures. So St. John 8 and 23. Then said the Jews, will he kill himself? Because he said, whither I go, ye cannot come. Then said the Jews, will he kill himself? Because he said, whither I go, ye cannot come. And he said unto them, ye are from beneath, I am from above. Ye are of this world, I am not of this world. See? Say, you of this world, you from beneath. I'm from above, he said. That's why he said, look. Real quick. Go to St. John 17 and 5. This is a prayer that he prayed in the flesh before he ascended. They crucified him cruelly. And he ascended to the right hand side of the Most High. But this is what he asked the Most High. He said in this prayer. St. John 17 and 5. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. You know? The glory that he had with the Most High before he made the world. Remember the Most High we read in Ephesians 3 and 9. The mystery of the Most High, something that's a secret that's in the Most High, who created all things by Mashiach Yahushua, as an angel of the Most High, as the spirit of the Most High, the same spirit of the Most High that started creating everything in Genesis, the 1st chapter, in the 2nd verse. That's why he asked him. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. See that? Hebrews 13 and 8. Hebrews 13 and 8. Hebrews 13 and 8. Mashiach Yahushua, the same yesterday, in the past, and today, and forever. The same in the past and today, same yesterday, today, and forever. The same. St. John 13 and 1. St. John 13 and 1. Now before the feast of the Passover, when the Mashiach knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, see? Out of this world, what world was it? The Roman world. Unto the Father, he's going to depart from this world and go to the right-hand side of the Most High, having loved his own. Hear that? Having loved his own. They're going to love again. Having loved his own, which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. He loved his own unto the end. St. John 15 and 18. His people, the children of Israel. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. See? If you're of the world, you want to be of the world? The world will love its own. So if you're of the world gonna love its own. But because you are not of the world, when you separate yourself out of the world, you say you separate yourself out of the world. If you are of the world will love its own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. See? He chose us out of the world, say therefore the world hate us. So if you're ready for it, you say the world gonna love its own, go on out to the world and perish with it. Because the world the Most High love, we gonna see. Got one more before we show that what that world is. Go to St. John, the 1st chapter, and the 10th verse. St. John 1 and 10. He was in the world. He was in the world. And the world was made by him. The world was made by him. We read Ephesians 3 and 9. Was I created all things by Mashiach Yahushua as an angel of the Most High. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. The world didn't know him. Now, jump up to verse 14, St. John 1 and 14. So remember, it said he was in the world, but the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. Verse 14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory